Hi, my name is Bethany, and I'm going to talk about a group that I was a part of at my last agency. It's called Men in Transition, and the group was run by the agency that I was a part of called SAFE, which was a nonprofit serving domestic violence victims. So this program called Men in Transition is for men who have a history of domestic violence, and this course would take place for an hour and a half every Tuesday night. And most of the clients were either court mandated or referred by Department of Social Services. So they have to attend all 26 weeks. And when they register, there's a $50 registration and assessment fee. And then every week they have to pay $15 to attend that class. So the purpose of the group is to provide education for men with a history of domestic violence. And the group is based on what's called the Duluth model, which is a whole curriculum and an approach to educate men with a history of domestic violence. So the themes of the group would vary per week. Each week there would be a different theme, and then there would be worksheets and videos to go along with it, as well as also group discussion prompts and things that the whole group can talk about together. And some of these include, using intimidation, emotional abuse, economic abuse, parenting, or using children in a way that could be, considered abuse. All these different types of themes. They'll have one each week, and then there'll be a whole week to kind of zone in on that and have good discussions, and also, watch the videos and be able to kind of key in on that one theme. So the structures of the group is the agency director leads the group, and then each of the clients has a time to talk and share, and a lot of times they'll watch the video, which maybe lasts for 3-5 minutes, and then there'll be a worksheet, and they'll go over the worksheet that might include questions about the videos, how they felt about the video. And typically the video will have some type of theme, a domestic violence situation or something like that. And then they see that, and then they can, go on the worksheet and kind of share how they thought that situation went down, maybe things that could have been different. And then afterwards, everyone has the time to share. And so sometimes the group discussion was always an interesting time, because when the clients come into the group, they can come in at any time. So they don't all come in at the same time. So you might have a client that's been there for 2 weeks and doesn't want to talk and isn't interested in anything. And then you might have a client who's been there for 20 weeks. And so, they are now open to sharing and open to change and keeping a dialogue going. So, it's very interesting, the different ways that you communicate with different clients and the conversations that happen. The group leadership style was, the agency director did a really good job, because it can be, tricky. She has to be firm, because, some of these men do have, anger issues. They don't want to be there. They're court mandated to be there. They have to pay to be there. So most of them aren't happy to be there. So, she has to deal with some resistance on that part. A lot of them don't want to participate. A lot of them don't think they have a problem. So for her to be able to keep, each week going and try and have it so when each man leaves, they have learned something, whether they think they have or not. So she did a really great job of being able to, keep the class going and, teach a group of men who a lot of them don't want to be there. So, and I think if I was facilitating the group, I think maybe one thing I would do differently was update some of the curriculum, because the Duluth model, which is used, is great, and a lot of the material is great, but a lot of it's outdated. So the clients are watching videos from maybe 15-20 years ago, and sometimes it can be comical, because their cell phones are huge. They don't have ready access to texting and the internet and stuff like that. But, from working at a domestic violence agency, I have realized that, technology has a lot to do with some domestic violence situations. You're talking about texting and calling and Facebook and Snapchat, and a lot of that can really escalate certain domestic violence situations. And so those videos really don't address any of that, because that wasn't something that was having to be worried about back then. So maybe I would update some of the material so that clients could feel like it is relevant to current times. But overall, it was a really good experience to be a part of that class, and to see at my agencies, I was able to see, the domestic violence assistance for the women, and then I was able to kind of see this course as well. So it was really a great learning experience to be able to see both.